Hi, I'm Doug Black. I'm editor-in-chief at Inside HPC. And today at Virtual SC20, I'm with Rene Meyer. He is Vice President of Technology at AMAX. Rene, welcome.
Hey, Doc. Thanks for having me today.
Great. So catch us up on AMAX, if you would, maybe a quick update on the company's market positioning and some aspects of your recent growth.
Oh, yeah, definitely. AMAX is a global enterprise and OEM IT solutions provider. We are headquartered in Silicon Valley in California, and we have subsidiaries in Asia and in EMEA. A quick word on our OEM business. So for our OEM customers, we're building server and rack level appliances for security, for storage, for the semiconductor industry, but also for hyper-converged solutions. Today, we will talk more about AMAX enterprise solutions, especially in the HPC and in the GPU accelerated space for HPC workloads, but also for deep learning and machine learning applications.
Okay, so this week at SC20, what will AMAX be highlighting?
So at Supercompute this year, what we're showing is the AMAX family of the NVIDIA A100 solution, starting from the DGX A100 to derivative systems, which all include the A100 GPUs, but also what we have an upscaled solution which incorporates 16 instead of 8 GPUs. What we're focusing also this year is not just the compute hardware on the GPU side, but we're tying that together with a network solution and a storage solution so that you have a purpose-built turnkey cluster for your application.
Okay. Tell us about some of your most popular HPC and AI solutions that you have out in the marketplace.
Yeah. So what we see, what is very interesting currently in the industry is the transition from a PCIe Gen 3 to a PCIe Gen 4 interface driven by the new AMD EPYC CPUs. And that enables a whole new ecosystem which sees acceleration on the compute side, especially the GPU compute side, since you open up the bandwidth between the CPU and the GPU, but then also enables a faster 200 gig fabric and faster storage solutions on the NVMe side. So what we are seeing and what our customers asking for is the GGX A100 compute power combined with a network fabric typically provided by Mellanox, and then combined with intermediate storage solutions where you would store your data lakes for AI training applications.
Okay, interesting. So as AMAX sees it, what would you say are the key trends driving your segments of the AI and HPC markets going forward?
One of the trends I already mentioned is the transition to the PCIe Gen 4 interface, with removes the bottleneck in the connectivity. The second trend, what we see, and if you go a couple of years back, you started seeing like an increase in the power consumption on the CPUs, but also on the GPUs. Like the first generation started out 250 watt, went to 300, 350. Currently, the actual generation of NVIDIA is 400 watt. So we see an increase in the power consumption, which is needed to maintain let's say, increase in performance on the systems. And what goes hand in hand with that is more stringent requirements on the cooling system. So we see more and more alternative cooling solutions to air-cooled in the market, starting from rear door heat exchangers on the rack itself to help cooling the data center, to on-chip cooling on the CPU to remove the heat there, to even immersion cooling systems where whole servers or deployments are immersed in a cooling liquid to take care of the cooling.
Okay, interesting. So looking ahead, what can we expect to see from AMAX in 2021?
So what we think what is happening is the ecosystem, like around the PCIe Gen 4 interface will increase. Currently, we just see solutions on the AMD side. We will next year we will showcase comparable solutions on the Intel side. What we see is the next iteration of NVIDIA GPUs with even increased power, but then more and more a transition from the air-cooled solution into the liquid-cooled space and different variants from the on-chip cooling to immersion cooling systems.
Okay, well, great. Rene, thanks so much for spending some time with us, and best of luck to AMAX at the conference this week.
Oh, thanks for having me. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.